Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of our 4th Age Total War North Rhun campaign. In this one, we're just going to take the advantage here before we click end turn to move our Variag mercenaries into Tham. And let's just double check if... Oh no, we can't. I was wrong. Okay, I thought we could retrain them here as well because they are recruitable from this general mercenary region of Rhun, but they are not retrainable here. So again, typically when you have a chief city or a fort, for example, this is the closest fort in the region, any mercenaries that are recruitable from that area are usually retrainable at that fort or that chief city. But Variags, because they are very much a Khandian unit in origin, I'm guessing are only retrainable here at the chief city of, I think it's Akarn, which is the default capital of the Chiefdom of Rhun. So if we want to get those guys retrained, we're going to have to move them all the way down south. So that's too bad, but we've got them here. We'll just have to keep in mind that we can just use them and not worry too much about it. I was trying to hold off so we could get them to a full unit. Once again, another demand we're going to ignore from Rhun. Now, I could be accepting these and get a little money off of them, but that can backfire because you can counteroffer for, okay, you be our overlord, and we will, we'll be your underling, but you got to give us 100,000. And sometimes they will do that. The problem is the next turn you're going to see your funds drained, so you need to like attack them immediately. And even then, there might be some weirdness with the economy when you become a protectorate. So it's generally something I don't do. We've got another great candidate for adoption here. He's an adept governor, which is good, gives him some bonuses. Competent doesn't have any bonuses or penalties, so I usually consider this to be a win. And he's youthful as well. He's lazy, but he's intelligent and charismatic, so this would be a good governor. As you can see, that's where his skills are tending. So I'm going to take him. And he is over in Hjorth. Okay. We've got some family members here, so he is under this Ulfast the Hunter, I suppose, who actually we should probably start moving some of these guys around. We've got a competent governor here, and Ulfast is about to die, I'd say. He's old. And so he could just leave us at any moment. It might be worthwhile keeping a governor here, even though he's not great, just so that we can have somebody in Hjorth. And then we'll take you and move you over to Dale, because there's nobody there right now. And let's see if our income changes when we do that. 70,317. Oh shoot, I should have looked at the pre and post. Regardless, he's already going to be adding a bit to the garrison, which is interesting. We've got a very high population there apparently, or just low enough actually, so that 19 men can affect it. Let's get him retrained, and hopefully, yeah, he'll be around for a while as a good governor here. And since we've got him, yes, it's already on local governance, but I'm going to do the same thing in Hjorth, because I don't think there's anything here that could be destroyed at this point. We've got our own stuff built, so we can just do local governance. And what's his loyalty currently at? His opinion of liege is discourteous. The trait for opinion of liege is always going to be below these three. So, the way it's set up, we tried to make it... have a kind of logic and consistency to how the traits appear. In vanilla, there's lots of traits in Rome Total War, and it's a wonderful feature of the game. But there's just a whole bunch of them, right? Like, and they don't come in any particular order. So for this, we've got it so that it always shows up as the governor traits followed by the commander traits. Those are kind of like your overall assessment of this person as a leader. Is he going to be better in the field or better in a city? And then you've got the race traits. Is he a man, elf, dwarf? What kind of subculture is he from? What kind of sub-faction is he from? What family or house? What's the alignment? And what is his age? And then we've got the traits about his personality, his level of energy, his level of intelligence, his level of charisma. And then we've got that opinion of liege trait. So you'll often see me scrolling down to this. And it's going to be something, whether it's discourteous or supportive or staunch, something along those lines. Okay, he's discourteous. Hopefully that'll improve now that we're giving him free reign over Hjorth. And let's see, King of Rohan or of War. Okay, none of that is new. In Esgaroth, we do have a new scout, so let's get him out of here. We've got a couple, actually. So we'll keep the guy who's got the network. And we'll bring you up there, and just make sure, yeah, you're the one I want. We'll bring you through here. We're going to have someone, you know, in the North Rhun, our homeland area, roughly. And we'll bring you up into the waste. And it's time for us to take Gwaithring. We've got our 2 rams built, and as we saw in the last episode, this is not going to be too much trouble for us, I should hope. We do have a couple of large armies to the south that Rhun may bring up, but they didn't approach any closer since the last turn or two that we've had this under siege. So that's a very good sign. We're not under siege anywhere in the south either. Tham, Raycoast have not been under siege for maybe a couple of turns. So they might be slowing down. As we saw at the last episode, Adunabar has taken it upon themselves to join us in our war against Rhun. So that's very good news. They could be conquering some territory south of Tham. I'd be fine with that, because I don't want to go any farther south myself. The only problem is, of course, if Adunabar does take that land, then they have a bigger border with us. And that can, of course, have its own problems. Let's just put our other ram right here. I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use it. It all depends on how the AI is going to arrange themselves. We'll put a slinger like here. And a slinger over here. We're pretty good in terms of how the towers are placed. All of you guys can be on just fire at will. And I'm going to run them up. And everybody else, yeah, I guess can just be like so. So let's get you guys first. Slingers are already going. I'll just leave them there for now. I guess I can run you up too. Actually, let's hold you back. I don't want you to get slung from the back. But yeah, we're not gonna, probably not gonna need to go through this wall. Alright, you guys still are not quite in range. They may never get in range to actually hit. They just may not be possible for them to shoot over the wall. Just the angle might be bad. Let's see if they do it. Oh, the skirmishers are getting me. Alright, yeah, the wall, it looks like it's blocking some of the axes, but not all of them. That's kind of decent. You know, we're getting some kills. Alright, we'll go ahead and get you a bit closer then. I'll leave you slingers here since you're able to hit all of this. Yeah, this kind of back and forth is very damaging on the enemy's fatigue level. So they've got another skirmisher here, and then some cav. And their cav is going to be identical to our general cav. And then they've got some Eastland Raiders. So these axemen, these 2 units of axemen are certainly the biggest problems. But that's why, you know, we don't need to go through the wall here, because they're not even really holding this this gate position. So we can just bring in our axe hurlers, probably. That's what I'll do there. I guess I'll just send in these small units that are right here. Alright, you're a bit too far away now. Let's run you up to here.
Your warriors have broken the gate.
Okay.
The way is open. Let your men kill all the cowards inside.
I'll start these guys coming in too, because probably the cav's gonna move.
Have taken the walls. Now the streets will run with blood.
Okay, we're getting some throws in from our axes. Alright, skirmishers coming in. I'm not going to worry about them too much. I'll just send the warband to deal with it. And we'll war cry you. Give you a couple of seconds, and then we'll join in this fight. Oh, okay. I thought you'd engage those guys. Okay, we do still have plenty of sling bullets. And I could keep hitting these guys in the back if I wanted to, but I don't think it's necessary. We'll get some friendly fire casualties if we do that. So let's just speed up this melee. There's not much we can do while this is going on. And I don't think we're doing any damage to them. Okay, there they go. Starting to get some kills. Alright, let's go right here. And 21 axemen left. What do we have here? Okay, we'll definitely be fine here. Alright, and there they go. I guess I don't need you on the ram either, but probably don't need him for much at this point. What do they have in the center? Okay, so they brought their warband and their cab, and that's it. Okay, we'll throw them in. They've got 21 men, but we've got numbers. All right, they're down to 20, 19. You know, they're not getting a charge at this point. They do have some good stats, but they're not going to be good in this kind of battle. So I think we're going to take him out in a few seconds. Wavering. Broken. Alright, so maybe they'll get away.
Nothing. Any of
Right, I didn't feel like running my cab over. We'll just get everybody up to the top of the city here. And slings in the city are, you know, they're good in that initial phase or shooting over the wall. But when you get to this point, it's tough because their flat trajectory means you're going to hit your own guys in the back, and they're going to need to retreat behind their own men to keep themselves safe. So it's not the best. So I'm going to keep these guys out, even though they do have plenty of ammo left. We could maybe try getting around the side. Yeah, let's do that up here. We'll get onto this angle with our cavalry. Let's run them along with the general. Right, that's a skirmish unit. Yeah, he's just going to rout. Okay, and I guess we can just slow it down slightly. We'll march up the infantry and then have these guys positioned to come in from the side at a time. So it takes us about, let's see, from Barra's Doom. Well, Barra's Doom has a weird approach. So it'll take us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 turns probably to get over here from there, which means that reinforcement is still going to be something of an issue. On the plus side, again, as we've said, this is a homeland for us. So we take this, and we should be golden if we're allowed to build it up with any kind of speed. Oops. Let me just get you positioned. Alright, so they're going to start throwing. Right? Okay, halt. Oh, shoot. For some reason, I didn't think they would ever consider bringing their warband out to attack my cav. Alright, that's alright. We'll just throw in here. They'll have to come back to defend the plaza. Alright. I guess our axes may have gotten a few of them. Yeah, see, here they come. And we'll just time it so we can hit them in the back, hopefully. Let's actually see if we can get a throw before they approach. It's not good, though, because you kind of have to go through the plaza to path around to the other side. So let's cancel that. Let's just war cry and attack. And we're going to charge in with the Chief's men. That's good. It's not a charge, actually. Look at that. That's so bad. Well, we've got reinforcements coming. Alright, let's pull out the cav. And let's do it properly this time. We can get you in a nice formation. And we won't risk the general either, because I think he's pretty decent. Yeah, they're down to just 43 men, and they've got the general over here who's cowarding out the battle. But yeah, this has the potential to really mess up a charge. When the enemy is sort of trying to stay engaged with some of your cav that you're pulling back, so I don't usually like to see this. They look vulnerable, but I think it blunts some of the impact. We'll see how this works. Alright, our guys are ready to go. This is going to be a charge, hopefully. They're going to lower their lances. Okay, they did bowl over these guys. But you can see a bunch of them stop to deal with the stragglers, and then, I don't know, it just seems a little less effective. Alright, let's go over here with this unit into the general. Down to just one man. Okay, there they go. We've got clubs out now, but we do have a charge from the other unit. That should take him out. No? Evidently not. Okay, there we go. One charger managed to get in there. Great. Okay, so we've got the city of Gwaithring. Let's see what we can do with it. Alright, clear victory. Yeah, we lost 99 men, I guess. Not too bad, right, for a siege. I could have done better with the cav there, but this will be nice. Nice to get this. And the reinforcements we've got will be handy, although they're not elites. Let's see. Okay, so lots of population here. What do we want to do? I don't think we need the population anywhere. And maybe we don't even need it here. So let's just do this for the public order. And yeah, we still got 1,800. I think that's totally fine. Because we're going to get rid of the mustering fields. We're going to get rid of the homeland. And we're going to start setting up our own. And let's see. Yeah, this native recruitment, you see, from the very beginning. So that means this is a homeland for us. We're going to get axemen at tier 2. We're going to get slingers and raiders at tier 2. And then at tier 3, we're going to get our spearmen and our great axes. And all of these guys are going to have the bonus to fighting in the snow. So that is beautiful. Okay, it looks like they're sending off this one army to address my reinforcing force. But they can get into the city this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're going to need to make room for one unit. Alright, we can do that easily enough. Just like so. I think I will do that. Yeah, because we can't train anything here, right? We may as well keep the army together. I don't know if this army is going to besiege us, but these guys very well may. Let's go down a little bit to the south. Okay, there's not too much. Not too much around here. I do want to keep my eyes up this way, though, because I am very concerned that there may be a large stack moving off into the west. We've got enough forces, you know, over here to deal with it, I think, ultimately. And we could quickly reassemble others. So because we just had a bunch of money come in from that sack, let's go ahead and do a little bit of training. I want to get a few units of Chief's men. I want to get a... Okay, we can't get that many of those guys. Let's get one here then. And let's get some... Let's see. I don't know. The Barding Watch levies, I think, are pretty okay. The defense is better than these militia levies. And the cost is lower. The size is fewer. Let's just get 2 of each. And we'll send them over. I think they might be helpful. I don't know. Okay, down on Ray Coast, I don't think we need to do anything until we're ready to spring for the urban province, which I'm not yet. And here, you know, we could be training more of these warband levies, but again, I don't see the need right now. Let's get a spy, though. Okay, we've actually got a few kicking around. Awesome. So I want to send you over here to see what this army really looks like and what is around it. That's the more important thing. Okay, so this is exactly the same army we fought, just no spears. Okay, fair enough. And one of them. I don't see any other big stacks in the region, so that's good. Let's try our sabotage again. Alright, this is all of a sudden a lot better. I think the last episode this was showing like 15% success. So we'll try that. Okay. Alright, fine. We've got you still. You're not terrible. Let's try the Homeland Dominion up there. That failed, alright. It at least tells us what it was, right? So we've got another scout, you know, like... Oh, we've got another road, that's what it is. Okay, let's send you down here. You can be sort of a cheap spy, and you can, you know, try to do stuff around Amrundor. And yes, I will train another scout. Alright. And we're bringing him back through Mordor to see what Adunabar is going to do. That desolation in the eastern part of Mordor suggests that somebody lost that recently. It's showing as though it's in the possession of Adunabar. Okay, I guess it is. And maybe they took it back, or maybe Rhun just had them under siege for a while. What do they got in here? Come on, register the double click. There we go. Okay, so revolt. So that's not good for Adunabar, but I'm kind of okay with a little chaos on their front. I don't want them to do too well, right? And all of a sudden I've got a strong nominal ally right on my borders. But I wouldn't mind if they continue to distract Rhun. And, you know, this is a little annoying. So, let's see. Okay, we've got a largish army moving towards Thordram. And they have not seen fit to contest me for Gwaithring at all. Okay. So, we're going to need population here. So maybe that's where I should put another family member, because we really, you know, if we're going to be enslaving, we don't need the population in Dale. And why don't I move you over to Erebor? Right? We'll go ahead and take you off local governance, and we'll put you on local governance. Let me see. The thing about that is you got to be careful. I think if you take over a Dwarven territory, it probably happened in this campaign, I've just forgotten already. But if you take over a Dwarven territory with those hordes already built, which we don't have anymore, and you click local governance, that will automatically destroy the horde building, as well as the Homeland Dominion of the original faction. And it may destroy one or two other things, I can't remember. But let's just do it. Let's see what it does. Okay, I don't think... nothing happened because our income didn't go up. That's what I was watching. So yeah, we've still got all this stuff. And now we're set. So, you know, the next time, theoretically, we take over a province, we will be able to send people to Erebor and these other cities that have governors. So that's why it's good to keep this just as a visual reminder to me, as, you know, who has a family member inside and where are any slaves going to go. So I should just make sure that I've actually got that happening everywhere else. So do I want you to be governor of Gwaithring? That is a question. Or do I want to just move on immediately, leave a skeleton garrison here, and aggressively attack Thordram? You know, that's probably the better move, right?
Chief, orders.
So let's see what we could get away with in here. I'm thinking maybe just a couple of units of those lighter axemen. No, okay. Very close, though. Very close. So let's go with... Would I rather have these guys or the warband? Let's go with the warband. Does that get us to 70? It does. And I think that's going to improve next turn. It's showing a 10% increase to law. That doesn't show up here, though. Maybe that's somehow rolled up into some of these already existing buildings. At any rate, we can maybe come back to this, but that's why it is important for us to, I guess, get reinforcements over there, like right now. Well, actually, I'm forgetting. We've got our capital at Dale still. So let's do this. We're making negative 1361. If we move our capital over here to Yodor, right? I should have thought of this sooner. We have to go to the ruling family. No. Why am I forgetting this? Diplomacy, financial. We've got to go to a settlement details scroll. There we go. Jeez, okay. So we go to Yodor. We set that as a capital. The money now is a lot less, but the public order is better. Gwaithring is fine. So that's probably okay. I mean, we're making like 1,000 less. Oh, here come the Bjornings again. All right. We're making a little bit less, but we are ultimately going to be making more money, and we can get away with a lot fewer of these units. So let's take you. Let's take one of you. That's fine. We leave inside here just a couple of raiders. Actually, let's take them out. We're never going to be able to retrain them in Barra's Doom anyway. We bring them over. They're just quick reinforcements for public order purposes. And here, we're training another chief's men. We can't train anything new here, so maybe let's cancel that for now, just for the sake of saving a bit of cash. Cancel all this. And we'll just take a few units. We'll take you and you. And we're not going to send them under any commanders, because I don't think we need them. And let's take you. Okay. So that looks reasonable. And I'm now afraid to take people out of Yodor because of what the Bjornings might do. Let's get a spy through here just to see what the woods look like. Okay, nothing unusual. And so now what we can do is just move into their territory and just kind of keep up the pressure, because that's really the way to avoid getting sieged, right? You keep up the pressure on them. So we'll do that, and we will have to, unfortunately, do this one more Sally battle where we are outnumbered and slightly outmanned, it looks like. All right, I don't think there's anything I want to change up here in terms of combining units together, so all of that looks fine. Let's just go into it and see what we can do. I think this should be okay. We are outnumbered, but the way these battles have been going, man, I think we should have no trouble driving them off. But yeah, we can get Thordran very quickly, faster than I originally thought. That would be a good thing to do. I'm playing this game somewhat more cautiously, I feel like, than I usually do. So I've got to, I don't know, I got to shake it up a little bit. Go right here, get these slingers together. Yep, and they're moving in this direction, so that's all good. Get our longbows, let's move them over to the side. Swordsman right there. Yeah, spearmen. Spearmen there. And we've got a couple of odd melee units who can go in the back, I suppose. Very little cav. Okay, I think that's everybody accounted for. Oh, not the skirmishers, though. Alright, so you'll be out here. Alright, so they've got quite a lot of cav, and actually we're setting up closer to them than is wise, because that's going to encourage them to come and attack us maybe before we're deployed. Alright, so let's everybody run. Yeah, see, we're firing. Here they come. We're not set up yet. I think it'll be okay. They're going to get kind of close, but we'll be good. They're not sending everybody. If they were, that would be smart, right? They could just crush us and overwhelm us. Even though we do have some protection from our walls, the towers here are shooting some of them, I think. At least in theory. Alright, they're going to get into our axes, or our slingers, rather, and do awful damage, but that's okay. We can retrain them immediately in the following turn. Yeah, and the slingers just a bit too slow with the firing animation for them to consistently get away. Alright, we're doing great here. Let's just turn our attention to that other unit. I don't know if they got a chance to war cry. Probably not. Okay, and I've got to tell you guys just to cool it. They're trying to get back to their originally ordered position, but they're being skirmished away. Alright, halt. Axemen return to the line. And do we have any slingers left? We've got one slinger of that party. Okay, you go back to the city. Because if we're going to retrain you, there needs to be someone to retrain. Alright, come on, come on. Get out front. And you too. We've got a fourth slinger. Okay, so where are we at now? Just a couple units of axes left, so we chewed through most of them. They're probably going to be changing their mind pretty soon. You gotta get some more warband to throw at us, that's fine. We still have lots of bullets, not for these guys, but and we're all out of arrows too. I guess they can go back inside. All right, they may have to make us have to work for it a little bit. All right, let's go right over here to these Eastland Raiders. We're going to pin him right against the city walls. That'll be nice. And these axemen are going to go right for our weakest part of the line, but that's okay. Warband. We're going to, you know, be able to retrain these guys too, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's get you out around the back more. Get you on the right. Yeah, we made short work of those raiders. Let's get away though, because I just get paranoid when you start hearing the firing of ballista towers that we're going to get friendly fired on. Alright, you're now out of bullets. And you as well. Okay, that's fine. So they're not going to retreat. Well, let's just march on them then. And we don't have a lot of guys right at the moment. But we will, I think, when we need them. And this is very light stuff that's left. It's all Eastland Raiders in terms of cav. And it's archers. We can actually run forward, I think. We don't need to be coy or too careful about this. Let's go right for the axemen with our cav. Let's throw you in here. Yep, we'll go there. Alright, they're still holding out, actually. Maybe we will get some slingers in on this, just to make sure that this doesn't go too badly. I mean, they're wavering. Alright, was that the retreat? Oh, gosh. You nerds, this is just so... so frustrating. They make you work for it, I guess, you know? But I wish you didn't have to. I wish you didn't have to fight the same battle again and again. So that's why I typically like to play campaigns where you can arrange it so that you don't have to do that. And to be fair, we could do some things that we're not doing to ensure that we don't have to fight these kinds of battles. Let's get it. I'm tired of these guys. Cry. There they go. Go after the archers. Probably won't catch them, though. We could do things like we could give territory away. Tham is a particularly good one because it's a choke point right on the edge of the map. And we could give it to the dwarves, right? And then we would not have to worry about Raycoast hardly ever again. And then we could buy it back from the dwarves at some point for ourselves. And then if we wanted to keep moving into the south, we could do that. But there are certain diplomatic tricks that that even I find a bit too much, a bit cheesy, I guess. so I don't like to do them. But yeah, this actually, wow, we had this down to one guy, but he got all of his men back. All right, let's go for another scout. What do we have in here for agents right now? We've got 2 scouts. Okay, so we'll bring you... let's bring you down here, see what we can find. Yeah, it looks like they're mostly pulling back to defend. Let's try if that's a Homeland Dominion. Successful act of sabotage. Great. So they're training Axemen out of here now, I suspect. I guess these could be very old units of Axemen. But I'm thinking this might be a financial settlement, which would explain it, because they are... Okay, do we need to build anything? I don't think so. They are a tier 2 unit, the old Axemen. And so financial allows you to build up to your tier 2 military. And so that's what the AI would be limited to, if that's what they went with. So yeah, us taking Tham is good. We may have taken out a lot of their spears. All right, yet another decent candidate for adoption. So this is a Highlander. He's from a minor tribe. That's fine. The Highlanders, I think, are kind of like the main faction, the main subculture for North Rhun. +1 command for infantry, +2 to law, -5% trade income, but who cares, right? That's probably, I don't know which is better. It obviously depends on the city, but having a +2 to law in a far-flung settlement is got to bring in a lot of money, and it may be enough to offset that negative trade. Trade doesn't matter for us in a lot of places right now, though, right? So let's see what else he's got. Energetic, intelligent. Perfect. Okay, we'll take him. He's just competent, but I'll take him. And this is in Erebor. Okay. So now where do you want to go? You know, I guess I could send you with this force. How about that? You've got some mercenaries for me. I could have sworn. Oh, was that only here? Yeah, we may need to step outside here for a moment. Yeah, we're not going to let you guys get away. Alright, got some longbowmen there. And now we'll have another family member for governing or whatever, because I do... Look at Dorwinian, look at this. Oh no, this is Rhun. Okay, that makes sense. But I'm a little worried about Dorwinian, but also welcoming the opportunity that it represents if they do decide to attack us. Because we could just start crushing them. Here's our Homeland Dominion. What's this going to bring? A decent amount of land tax. Not a ton, 840 though. And a lot of that's going to be eaten up with mismanagement. But let's get our emissary there. I forgot to do that. And, you know, I don't want to do an attack here. I kind of want to just get into a nice hill if I can find one and let them come to me. I've got a decent army for being on the defensive. Let's go right down here. We've got 2 family members. They're both, well, one of them's really good. The other one just happens to be the heir. That's why his command is so high. Again, that's just a military rank. But we'll just set up there and see what they do. Are they going to go for Gwaithring, or are they going to respond to this threat? I think we'll be attacked, which is good. I'd rather be attacked in the field than have to fight yet another siege defense. Okay, so Tham now, we've got... That's our Tier 2 stuff. Or the Tier 2 stuff when we are in a fiefdom. So we can now train Cav. You know, that might be good to have. Let's see what we can get away with ditching. Okay, how many are you? Is it 80? I want to say it's 80 per man. Yeah. So maybe we could combine enough of these guys. 50s. Yeah, that should work, right? Okay, and we can train a Cav unit. All right, I think that's it for combining units, but that's really nice. We could start, if we wanted to, setting him outside of the city with some forces, and then start doing some real, more active defense, because he's going to have, we're going to have enough men to maintain a small garrison for public order purposes, and then have a field army. So that's going to cut into our income, obviously, but this guy's more of a fighter anyway. Champion, pit fighter, blade of renown. Yeah, he doesn't want to be holed up in the city all the time. And it hasn't done him any good, even being the lord of a city with his own, you know, his own ability to govern himself. That has still left him discourteous. So we may as well get him out of the field. All right, hosting halls. I am going to go ahead and spend that because this is the big one. This is the tier 3 where we can get our Axemen of Rhun, our Eastland Slingers, and our Mountain Raiders, but most importantly, just for prestige purposes anyway, the Retainer Wains. And so those will be coming online in a few episodes, I would imagine. Let's see what Rhun is going to do. And they are going to hit us. Okay. We've got a very small force here that represents a mix of everything that they've sent at us so far, and yet another one of the same. So this should be a fun little battle. I think I'm going to set this up to be the battle of the next episode. So we'll save it right here, and I hope you'll join me then on the battlefield outside Thordram.